Welcome to OGMarv Whispers. On this edition, I want to talk about domestic violence. Um, in celebration of my getting off of probation the other day, I did 5 years on probation for a domestic violence charge that I really wasn't guilty of. I took the plea deal because I've seen people. Well, actually, I've been sitting in jail for a while by the time I got to the court, to the judge, and that was my first time going. That was my first time going to jail. I worked in prisons, but I've never been on the other side of the bar. Anyway, so during that ordeal, okay, let me start from the beginning. I was upset with Shanika, and at that point, this was in 2012. Yeah, 2012. At that point, um, that the argument started, I was really ready to get rid of her. I was ready for her to go. I was going to send her home to her mama. I'd had enough. Um, so I must have been high because we hang our keys like I got the cross up there hanging. I don't know if you can see it, but I have a cross up there hanging on some beads. And we used to hang our keys the same way on the wall. And I'm like I say, I must have been high because what I did was I took her keys and stuck them in my pocket. I don't know why I didn't take my keys down too, unless she had taken them down because maybe she figured out, maybe she was already thinking that I was going to want them. Is that see, Shanika was I'm sorry, hold on a second. Shanika was hanging out at this so-called manager's house, lady named Elena. Elena wasn't nothing but a hoe. Fucking the landlord. That's how she got that little position, okay? She's sucking a dick and doing what. And so anyway, Nika was hanging out down there, like which is two doors I think away from our door. And so I took her keys off the wall and I went to the closet. I went to where she was sitting in the closet and I said, Nika, I got your keys. And Nika say, yeah, I know, because I have yours. So, like I say, I don't know why I didn't grab my keys too, or maybe I didn't grab them because they weren't up there. But obviously I was so hell bent on just getting her out of my life. Um, so I didn't pay attention. To be honest, I guess I didn't pay attention. Plus, I was high. I smoke weed. Everybody knows me. Know I smoke weed, and I usually smoke pretty good weed. So I'm usually high, good 95% of the time. So after she told me she had my keys, um, I had already came to, I had already in my head deducted, okay, this is a stalemate, so let's just exchange keys. That's all right. Well, here, I got your keys here. You can have them back. I think I have mine. She goes, yeah. And so I'm waiting for her to hand them to me, and she doesn't hand them to me. I said, well, so I'm looking around on the floor, and I'm looking all around the closet, and I see the the string or whatever I had keys hooked onto. I always have hooked on something where I can hang them up, and it's not only good for hanging them up, but it's also good for if you can't find them. 9 times out of 10, you're going to see that piece that oh shit, I can't even think of the word I want to use. You'll find the thing that goes the strap that goes to the keys. So anyway, boy, that was lousy. Anyway, I didn't see the strap, and when I asked her, well, where's the key at? She says, um, they're in here. And I'm like, well, in here where I see him. So I don't know where Shamari was at, but Shamari, that's our daughter. She's 6 years old at the time, and I, uh, so I deducted that okay, if I don't see the keys and they're not visible, the only other place they could possibly be is in her case. So I'm behind. She has her back to me, and she's sitting down. So what I do is I squat down there with her, and I put my hand, I put my hand around, I came around from the back of her, and I put my hand, trying to put my hand in her titties, and I'm thinking that, women do it. Women always put stuff in their titties. So I figured that's what she did. I figured she put them in her titties. So I'm reaching around there. So I don't know whether she objected to me doing it and she said something, but some kind of way, Shamari thought we were going to fight. I thought I was going to fight with her, and she jumps up and runs out to the house. I don't know if she's screaming or hollering or what she's doing, but she runs out the house. And so I follow her because I want to, I'm worried about her safety. I see her go out the door, and then she goes to the left, which is where this lady named Elena lived. Elena was supposed to be our landlady, but like I said earlier, Elena was a hoe. All she was doing was sucking the owner's dicks, and they were letting her collect the money, and I guess knocking a little something off her rent. But she was hardly no manager. She was professional with the fuck, okay? And then as it turned out later on, I found out she was trying to fuck Shanika. And, my best friend's nephew was a friend of Elena's. That's how we got the apartment, because I inadvertently just asked him one day, "Hey, you know anybody got an apartment for rent?" And he just said, "Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact." Excuse me. And so he gave, I don't know if he gave us the number or he took us over. Yeah, I think he took us over to the lady house. Well, over to the apartment rather. And so we got the apartment because on the strength of I can't even think of his name now. Anyway, my buddy Phil is his nephew Van. So on the strength of Van's say so, Elena let us have the apartment. Well, as it turns out, Shanika was cheating on me over there, and she doesn't want to admit it. But this guy that she was fucking with named Brian, he was coming there because I remember him. I remember him. Okay, I didn't know why he stuck out in my mind. See, I think I mentioned before about my mother and that ESP stuff, and I got some of that too, but I don't like it. But whether I like it or not, I do have it, and so I remember certain things, and there's certain things that will stick out in my mind. And what it is usually is a red flag, because whatever it is that's sticking out in my mind, it's usually not good. Good things don't stick out in my mind for some reason. Only bad things, I guess that's because that's my body's way of warning me that something that's not good for me is either in the vicinity or about to happen or something like that. It's actually the gift that my mother had. Excuse me, the gift that my mother had worked the same way for her. It was always something negative. It didn't work for good things. It only worked for, like, when I was going to get spanking or I was going to get in trouble or something bad was going to happen to something, somebody in our house. That's what she did with her gift. Like I say, I didn't like it. I tried to ignore it for years, and I don't use it even now. But I remember him because of that alarm system that I have in my body that was going off. But I didn't know. See, the thing is, I don't know why the alarm's going off. I just know the alarm's going off, and I don't really like that. I don't like that voodoo spooky shit. I'm gonna leave it there. I don't like that, and so I don't. I know some of you probably thinking you should be using that to your advantage, and maybe right, but I don't. I don't like it, and I don't want to use it for nothing. I don't want nothing to do with it, to be honest with you. So I had seen this guy before, going over to Elena's house, but I didn't pay him no attention when we lived there because I assumed that that was her friend. I had no idea that was Nika's nigga. That was her side nigga. She denies it, but she's a liar. Okay, and I know better than that, and I don't listen to her when, like, if it comes to her word against my feelings. I'm going with my feelings because her word don't mean shit. Anyway, I ended up with a domestic abuse charge. I never touched her other than to try to reach around and grab them. That's because I thought I was going to, reach up under in her bra and see if I could dig around and find my key. I didn't throw any punches, nothing like that. And so I don't know what caused Shamari to jump up the way she did, but Nick and I did used to sometimes get into it. I'm not a violent person by nature. Um, Normally, when we had fights, it would be her, you know, accosting me. Actually, I remember one time we had a little small house. The house was so little, you could sit in the living room and sit on the couch on one side of the wall, and like lean back like this here and put your feet out. And you could touch the other wall with you could touch the other wall with your feet from sitting over there on that couch. And I remember one time Nika was, I don't even remember what she was mad about at that time, but she's mad about something. She came in the house and pulled the curtains closed, and well, it was hot, and I think we had air conditioning in the house, and so she pulled the curtains closed and closed all the doors and windows and everything. And next thing I know, she jumps on me and commences to pound and wail and wail. I think it was kind of bad because I remember I had to call her mom, and I was bleeding. I remember bleeding down the side of my face, and I called her mother, and I was telling her mom, I said, "Look, I need you to come get Shanika because I have a problem. Because I do. I have a problem with locking somebody up. What to put it bluntly, if I'm fucking you, I can't put you in jail. Okay? If I have a personal relationship with you, I'm not able. I'm not. I'm not the person that's capable of of putting you, calling police on you, and putting you in jail or locking you up. I mean, you'd have to damn near kill me to get me to do that." And matter of fact, Mary and I were just talking about that killer instinct thing. I don't have it. I don't possess it. Um, I think murder is one of the things that human beings are somewhat curious about, to say the least, because we don't know what causes us to be able to do that. And I'll tell Mary, I don't. If it came down to your life and my life, I'm probably going to be the one to lose my life because I don't have the ability to take yours. Let me say that again. If it comes to your life and my life, I'm probably going to lose my life because I don't have the ability to take yours. And I know this because when I worked at San Quentin as a correctional officer, when you first start off anywhere, you're going to get all the lousy, shitty jobs. And just like AC Transit, where when I started there, you're going to get all the lousy, shitty runs. You end up driving the 40 and the 72s, and there's lines that are heavily populated with black folks with no money. And I drove those buses. In fact, I drove a '69, I think, for about 4 years because I liked it because I was a player back in the day. A lot of women on the '69 line because all the women out there in North Richmond. So I wasn't looking for a wife. I was looking for some side pieces. You know what I'm saying? I was just being a guy and doing some shit I had no business. But the point is, I don't have the ability, whatever that is that some people come with, where they can take your life and it's okay. I'm not so equipped. I don't have the ability. But even when I worked at San Quentin, I'd be on the gun rails, and they like at San Quentin, you can walk around the walls of San Quentin. They have what they call catwalks. And there's two levels of them. There's one down here and there's one way up there. And so what the guard does is on those catwalks is he's looking at because the cells in the blocks are actually in the middle of the block, and you can walk all around the wall of the block and have access to any part of that block that you need to have, so that when convicts are coming out of their houses, uh, when they're looking to shank somebody or stab somebody is what shank is. If they're looking to stab somebody, it's the guard up there on that wall. He's got rifles and pistols and stuff. It's his job to utilize those things and do whatever is necessary to gain control of that situation. And I often wondered when I was walking at those walls myself whether or not, if something broke out, would I and could I pull the trigger? Thank God I never had to answer that question. Luckily, I went through my shifts and nothing ever happened. And I eventually left San Quentin because I went to AC Transit. So I went right from San Quentin to AC Transit. Matter of fact, I was working both of them for a minute while I was going to while AC Transit was teaching me how to drive a bus. I had to keep my job in San Quentin in order to pay bills. So I had both of them going on for a while. But the whole idea, the whole plan was to, fuck San Quentin. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. This is only my opinion, okay? And I don't know if anybody shares it or anybody. Most people may disagree with it, but in my opinion, anybody that says any correctional officer or people that deal directly with inmates in terms of locking them up. I'm not talking about counselors or priests or things like that, doctors, nurses. I'm talking about correctional officers, or as they call them, the police. Anybody that has that job and works that job and tells you they enjoy going to work every day, I'm gonna tell you right now, that motherfucker got a problem. I don't give a fuck what nobody thinks. That motherfucker, it's not normal to want to lock somebody up. That's not something that we normally do as human beings. Want to lock a person up. Put people in a 7 by 10 box is not something that we as human beings are wanting to do under normal circumstances. So, I didn't enjoy that job. I didn't enjoy that job not one bit. The only part of that job I enjoyed was the academy. When I went to the academy, I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. I made a really good friend there. He passed away. He killed himself. He left San Quentin, as did I. But he went to my friend Juro went to he went to Santa Rita. He became an Alameda County Sheriff instead of a state of California prison guard. And Alameda County Sheriffs, I imagine, I bet you any amount of money. I'm not there. I can't speak on it intelligently like that. But I venture to say that the issues that they had when my buddy was working there are the same issues they probably have today. Black and white officers can't even fucking get along. Okay. Now, at San Quentin, we didn't have that problem. Black and white officers got along, but at Alameda County, they don't. And so what happened was my friend Juro got into a skirmish with the inmates, and the white officers apparently didn't come to his aid. And apparently that's all that was around him at the time. And they let the inmates beat the hell out of him. And he was never the same after that. And he eventually turned to drugs, and then eventually he killed himself. I miss my partner. He was my buddy. I'll never forget first time I met him. We were at the testing. There was like 300 or 400 people at the test, and they gave the Department of Corrections correctional officer test at Chabot College. And that auditorium, it was a cafeteria. That cafeteria was packed. There had to be at least 300 or 400 people in there taking the test. And this will show you how lucky I was. Out of those 300 or 400 people that were there, they only had 2 spots open. I got one, and Juro got the other. And that's kind of how we became friends. And so I think the first day of what do you call that? Orientation, when because we had like a week at the prison without really doing anything other than just walking and observing and learning, information about the prison and what you do here, what you do there, and all that sort of thing. And so the first that Monday, the first lunchtime that we had, me and Juro were going to lunch, and Juro said, "Wait, what did you say?" Oh no, I wanted to smoke. I wanted to smoke some weed. So I was trying to figure out what I needed to dish him. So if he was cool, we was gonna smoke together. And so I asked him, I said, do you smoke cigarettes? And he said, yeah. I thought, let's go have a smoke. And then I think I got to know him a little bit at the lunch time. So on that last break of the afternoon, he comes in and goes, By this time, he had given me a nickname. He started calling me Macking One. And he had this really deep bass voice, and the girl said, Macking One, smoke weed. And I'm looking at him, I don't know what to say because now we cops. And so I don't know him, and I didn't know whether to tell him the truth or lie to him and just have to do it out because I was going to ditch him again and go smoke. Anyhow, I ended up not ditching him again, and uh, I decided this something my instinct told me he was okay, and then trust, and so I did. So I opened up to him, told me I smoked, and we went and smoked. When we went to the academy, because like I say, we did a week um, at San Quentin doing for orientation, and then what they do is they send you down to Chico, you know what Chico? I can't remember the name of it now. It's been a long time ago, but the academy was down there, and so because what happened was we came into the academy as it went while the academy was in progress. So what had happened was two chicks that was working there, that the two ladies who were working there that got fired, um, we took their spots. And so it was already in progress when we got there. So, and it was kind of stupid too, because when the class we were like a week behind the class that we joined. And so when our class graduated, me and Joe didn't get to graduate. I mean, not, we didn't get to walk across stage and do the pomp and circumstance bit like everybody else did, because we graduated, so to speak, when the next class was in their week 3. That was crazy. But they basically they called us in the warden's office, and the warden thanked us and congratulated us and said you were now correctional officer for the Department of Corrections in the state of California. And so that's how we began. So then when you go into the academy, they offer you a choice of how you want to do this. Do you want to drive down there, or do you want to fly down there? It's a 45-minute flight. We're basically going that way. And so we decided, because I had a van, I had just bought a van, and it was like a 68, but you got to understand this was in the early 80s. So 68 Dodge, really wasn't that old. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of, it had seen some better years, but it was still new enough. Where we drove down to LA and or Chino or whatever, because actually, like Chino is like I think like 100 miles or so southeast of Los Angeles. And that was funny too, because excuse me. Like, see, I had some options. Ironically, there was a lot of ironic shit going on with that whole thing. And I had gotten hired, and I had gotten notice that I had gotten hired at AC Transit. I mean, not AC Transit. State of California Department of Corrections, and I got that notice on Friday, and then with the same mail, I got a notice from Contra Costa County Sheriff that I had been hired there too. So it was just a matter of me taking that weekend and deciding, see, which one do I want to report to? Do I want to go to Martinez and be a sheriff, or do I go to San Rafael and be a correctional officer? At the time, the county sheriffs, well, the county rather, was having money problems, and so when I was, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, that business about them having money problems didn't sit well with me. So that made me lean a little more towards the Department of Corrections, because the state of California always has some money. What I didn't know was that emergency personnel like police, firemen, paramedics, things of that nature, they're the last people to lose their jobs or get laid off whenever the county feels like it needs to save some money. I didn't know that. Had I known that, I would have gladly went to the county, did 5 years in Santa Rita, Oh, did 5 years in Martinez, and then get out on the street in the car. That's what I really wanted to do. But like I say, I have money problem. I didn't want to be, you know how they do. Last one's hired, first one's fired. I don't want that. So I went to state and became a corrections officer. And then AC Transit came calling about 10 months later. You know what time that was. Because there ain't no pussy in San Quentin. And everybody knows that Marvin had quite an appetite for the ladies. They had quite an appetite for him. I ain't got 17 kids for nothing. For mama. I must have been doing something right. Anyway, that domestic violence shit, as it turned out with me, where I ended up going to jail, and I'd never been in jail, even though I'd been a corrections officer and had worked in prison and all that. Being on the other side of that damn bar is very scary. I don't give a damn how long you've been a corrections officer or a prison guard or whatever you want to call it. Being a prisoner yourself is a whole nother total ball game. And I didn't even go to jail that night. That was on Saturday night when Nick and I had that argument, and they didn't actually come get me until, and again with this red flag in my inner feeling, they didn't come get me until Sunday evening at about 5:30. But it was football season, and it was like this time of year right now, as a matter of fact. And maybe that's why, because I've been having some funny feelings about Shanika the last couple of days, and maybe that's the reason why. Because it's just the anniversary of that, and so the police came at 5:30 and knocked on the door, and I kind of knew they were coming. I had that feeling because I could tell, I could feel it. So sure enough, they showed up, knocked on the door. And I didn't do nothing stupid like run or jump out the window or that crazy shit. I just went on and opened the door because I knew what time it was, and I went there. But the fact of the matter was, and this is the honest God truth. Now, Nico will tell you now, oh, he was killing, he was choking me. I wasn't choking that bitch. Okay, I wasn't choking that motherfucking line, bitch. She has said to me since then, when we do talk about this, oh, you were choking me. I wasn't doing a motherfucking thing to her other than trying to reach my arm around to get my keys. All I wanted was my keys because I wanted to put her ass out. I'd had enough of her bullshit. And, I kind of thought she was down there at Elena's house cheating. Because she spent an inordinate amount of time down there. Same as she did with April when we finally did break up. She got this friend. Every time she get a friend, she also does incorporate cheating. Well, she cheats whether she got a friend or not, but but when she has a friend and somewhere to facilitate the cheating, she really does. And so, and like she denies, swears I'm down that the nigga I seen wasn't this guy named Brian, but yes, it was. I remember his bill. I've seen him on Facebook, not Facebook, but tag. I know what he looks like. I remember his face because I saw him live in living color. So I know the motherfucker. I know what he looks like. If I wanted to kill him, I could have been done that. If I wanted to have him killed, I could have been done that. I don't have that killer instinct in me. That's what that's what the conversation I was just having with Mary. I don't possess whatever it takes to take a man's life. I don't have it. I'm not so equipped. And I'm glad, in a way. It's a good, bad thing, just like anything else in life. Everything has its good and bad points. And this does too, because, should somebody want to take my life, I've already thought about whether or not I could take theirs. And the answer is no. I'd rather lose my life than take somebody else's. I know some of you out there saying, damn, he must be crazy. But, if you look at the big picture of things, and, I'm not a big time religious person either, but I'm not sure about the religion part. So here's my theory on that. I'd rather be caught doing the right thing and find out that there's not a God than be doing the wrong thing and find out there is. Can you imagine that? Go through your life fucking up people and doing all kind of fucked up shit to people and then die and find out, oh, now I gotta sit in this tribunal so I can see if I can get to heaven, but I'm fucking going. Like Shanika not going to heaven. No way in this goddamn world she's gonna go to heaven unless she becomes a flying nun. Anything short of her being a nun, That bitch has done so much wrong for people in her lifetime. It's nothing. Even like now, like right now, this motherfucker don't even have the whatever it takes, the pride or the self pride. Let me tell you something. There's no way in hell that if I was getting money from her and we broke up, that I would still be taking her. I wouldn't want a goddamn thing from her. She can't do shit for me. Okay, I wouldn't want her giving me a damn joint. I'm this close to hating her because what she did to me with that was reprehensible, unthinkable. And she let our daughter give the police a statement. Our 6-year-old daughter give the police a statement. Who the fuck does that? Only an ignorant ass, hair hat, motherfucking black ass bitch would do some stupid shit like that. But if had the situation been reversed, I would have told the police, no, you're not going to talk to my daughter. You're not going to involve my daughter in this because she has nothing to do with it. This stupid bitch says, oh yeah, here's my daughter. And Shamari gave a statement, but the statement Shamari gave to the police was not accurate because Shamari didn't know what the hell he was talking about. That's why you don't let a 6-year-old talk to the authorities. Just ignorant ass PT 1000 did. And the police believe him. Nobody, and you know what? Throughout that whole entire ordeal, even to this day, and I just got off probation last week, Friday. I just got off probation Friday. 5 years. 5 years from this stupid Shanika bullshit. Throughout that whole entire process, nobody, I mean nobody, are you hearing me? Nobody asked me for my side of the story. I never got to tell anybody what happened like I'm telling you now. Because part of the problem too was when we went to court on that, Monday was, I had to go for arraignment, the way we call it. When the public defender came to see me, and we sat down. What they do is they come. There's like a little area where they bring you up to, and you sit down and with the lawyer, and and you're supposed to discuss the case. When it came time for me to sit down with my attorney to discuss the case, this bitch tells me this. I get ready to say, after I said hi, Miss whatever her name was. I said, so here's what happened. She goes, right after I said, here's what happened. She goes, oh wait, I don't need to hear that. Now here's what the state is offering. Folks, I never done nothing illegal in my life. I'd never been to jail, didn't have no police record, nothing. And I was like a brand new car in on the freeway of prison. Never been in prison, never been in jail. I worked in jail, but I've never been to jail, as an inmate. This bitch sits down and tells me, here's what they're offering. I'm looking at it, and I'm scared because you don't know what to expect. Even though, like I said again, I had all that background with law enforcement, being a prison guard. When you're on the other side of that equation, it's different, very different. And I'm a man, but I got scared. Men get scared, okay? We get scared, we cry, we hurt, we suffer, we be in pain. Average man just don't want to admit it. But in my opinion, it takes a real man to admit that he's afraid, or that he has some fear, or that he's just not, big, tough, rough. I'm the man, It ain't that. Ain't none of us that. No man I know is that. I don't give a fuck how much he wants to pretend it or want you to believe it. It's just not true. I know. I'm a man. And I've been scared lots of times. Not because I'm a scary person. It's just because some things are scary. That was scary. Going to jail was scary. I hope I live long enough to see she needs to go to jail just one time. Because she deserves it. She does. I'm sorry I feel that way, but I feel that way. In my opinion, she should be in jail anyway because she don't work, she don't do nothing, she's spending my money. What kind of woman are you that it's okay with you to not be with somebody but take their money? What kind of shit is that? In my opinion, that's one of the lowest things you can do next to rape and murder. Take money from somebody you don't care nothing about. It's sad. But it also showed me, and hopefully it's showing you, that the county of Sacramento just wants bodies in jail, see, because they get paid for your ass being up in there. Federal government gives them funds based on the numbers. How many people we got in prison? How many people in jail? Sacramento actually runs 2 jails. They have one downtown Sacramento, have another one in El Grove. And just to go to show you how fucking chicken shit they are. So I'm at the one downtown. I started off there originally. And I had a couple of cellmates before I finally settled down with this one white guy named Jeff. I'll never forget him. And so by the time, week 2 is that we're ending like week 2. And I got pretty used to Jeff. So, I ain't really wanting to go nowhere at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because, it wasn't all that good to be in the downtown jail because you don't have as many privileges as you do down Elk Grove. Elk Grove, is a little more like a dormitory setting, where in the downtown is just a jail with bars and shit like that. And not bars and doors. You actually not in a bar. Like the cell itself is not doored by a bar; it's doored by a door. And so I'm sitting in there with Jeff, and me and Jeff got to be pretty good friends. I have to give him a call as I get through this. I haven't talked to him in a while. We got to be a pretty good friend. And I'm gonna tell you right now, having it with Jeff, I started there because like I said, I'd never been to jail before, and that first night, because they changed it was weird how they did that. Because like I came in there and then they put me in a cell, and then they put one guy in there. Then they took me out and put me in another cell, and then they took that guy out, and then they took me out too, and I ended up with Jeff. And so I did a whole bunch of moving around like within that first night or day or whatever it was. And so because now by now it's a blur because this was 5 years ago. So Jeff, okay, so like when they served breakfast, they gave us milk, oatmeal, scrambled eggs, no meat, toast. And so after they brought the trays to our cell, Jeff goes ahead and he's putting the salt and pepper and butter and all that stuff on there because Jeff's been in there for a while. And so I'm new, so I haven't had no commissary, and I didn't have no salt and pepper and no I didn't have no amenities. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. Jeff's eating. He just says, "Marvin, what are you waiting on?" I said, "I'm waiting on them to bring the salt and pepper and butter stuff." Folks, they don't bring salt and pepper and butter. If you ain't already got that shit already, you ain't with the canteen, you ain't getting none because you're not going to chow hall now, right? These are trays brought to yourself. And I said, wait a minute. They expect me to eat this oatmeal? And the oatmeal was so goddamn thick, you can stick the spoon in, and the spoon to stand up like this. I said, they really expect us to eat this shit with nothing on it? And he said, well, I got my stuff, so, I'm going to put my salt and pepper or what, no, sugar and butter. Milk. Point is, I didn't have nothing, and that shit was nasty as fuck. I didn't eat nothing else after that. I didn't eat damn near a week. I only ate the fruit and milk. So finally, Jeff says to me, he goes, Marvin, look, you got to eat something. You can't just keep on, surviving the way you're going, not eating it, except just the fruit, And when we say fruit, we ain't talking about sitting down eating a bowl of fruit. We're talking about orange, apple, you know, like apple at lunchtime yesterday. That's what it's working. So he said, "I tell you what." He said, I'll eat your food, and I'll give you all my food. That way, at least you'll have enough nutrients in you, and which is right because you eat enough fruit, apples, oranges, whatever, bananas. It could sustain you for a while. That's what I did. And Jeff said, "You really ain't never been to jail before, huh?" I said, "No, I told you that. I've never been to jail. I ain't never going back. Hopefully, hopefully. You never know what life's gonna throw at you. Life's a series of curveballs sometimes, and deal with people like my last baby's mother. There ain't no telling what could happen because she's a box of fucking chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. But the domestic abuse, or the domestic violence laws is bullshit. And the way they handle it, Sacramento at least, because see, I should never have went to jail. Never. For one thing, even if for no other reason other than the fact that I'd never been in front of the law before. What they ended up doing was giving me 30. They gave me 30 days. I'm sorry, 60 days in county jail, 5 days probation, and if Shanika had won $300, they was gonna give her that. Luckily, she said she didn't want the $300, so that cleared me of that. The 60 days in jail, you're halving that up because when you're in jail, you get credit. You get credit for time served 2 days for one. So if you do 1 day, you get two, in return. So you only do half the time. So actually, I only did 30 days. Those are the longest. I swear to God, those were the longest 30 days I have seen in my entire 65 years. Well, I'm 66 now. 66 years on this planet. No 30 days have been longer than that particular 30 days. I don't know if I'll ever forgive Shanika for this, because I'm gonna always be pissed off at her for cheating on me the way she did. Because let me just say this, because I don't give a fuck. Everybody that knows me knows I didn't get 17 kids because I'm Pope Paul II or none of that shit. I got 17 kids because I like pussy. People tend to do something a lot that they do well. I did that well, and that's why I got all the kids. And I like pussy. I do. Not as much now as I used to because I'm getting older, but it's not like it doesn't have the priority it used to have, but it still is a priority every now and again. And you don't get 17 kids by singing Hail Mary full of grace, blah 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 blah. You get 17 kids by fucking normally 17 women, but I had 2 kids with a couple of them, and 3 with another, and so that accounted for the reason why I had only 12 children. I'm sorry, 12 mothers and 17 children. I could not met Nika and been just fine. Without all the mothers, she's the one that's the worst mother in a way. I mean, I'm not saying she's really a bad mom, but she certainly leaves a lot to be desired in terms of being a good mate. She's a cheater. Anybody who cheats on you can't possibly be a good mate. See, back in the day when I used to be a player in OGMac and all that shit, like OGMarv, that's where I got the word OGMarv whisper, because I was an honest person with that. I told women straight up, I have other women. So if you're okay with that, you're welcome to come along. If you're not okay with that, leave. Don't waste my time on yours. And it worked out perfect. And nobody's been able to come back to me and say, You know what, Marvin? If I had known you was that motherfucker, I would have never got with you if I had known you was like that. No, you got with me, and you knew I was like that, and you got with me anyway. So it was okay, and it was. Ain't did nothing bad, nobody. Okay. Lying is what's bad. Deceiving people is what's bad. Misrepresenting yourself, that's bad. If you're telling people up front what you are and what you do, and they accept it or reject it, that's not bad. It's putting it out there for people to make choices. But when you lie to people, you take away their ability to make choices. And when you take away people's ability to make choices, they have a tendency to get kind of angry. So I didn't want that. I didn't want nobody to come back to me and say, nigga, I would have never fucked you if I know. No, you're gonna come at me like that. Okay? I didn't want none of that old regurgitated food come back 10, 15 years later talking shit to me. You know, because it wasn't that kind of party. You knew coming in what time it was. But the domestic abuse laws need to change. Because basically what the police did was they took Shanika's word for it, took a 6-year-old's word for it, and like I said, nobody asked me nothing. Nobody asked me a goddamn thing. Nobody said, "Hey, give us a story." Nobody took a statement from me. Even a criminal has a right to give a statement, and has a right for that statement to be read, and has a right for that statement to be believed unless proved otherwise. I didn't get due justice. I didn't get, you know, basically my rights were violated. I maybe should be talking to an attorney. You know what? I think I probably should be talking to an attorney because I didn't think about it in terms of they violated my rights. But they did. Niggas should never have allowed our daughter to give the police a statement. She should never have allowed that. And she knew that I wasn't fighting on her. I just was trying to get my keys. She knew this. And she said she didn't know it or tried to make it was something else. If you talk to her and hit on that subject, I'm sure none of you really must be scared of her. But the point of the matter is, if any of you were to sit down with her, have a candid conversation with her, she's such a liar, so she will never. She's one of them liars that even if you take this, say, you steal this phone, I found this phone in your purse. Did you steal it? It was in your purse. She'll say, no, I didn't steal it. But it was in your purse. How did it get in your purse? I don't know. I hate liars like that. I hate them kind of fucking liars because you know if you're gonna be a liar and get caught at it, at least be man or woman enough to own it. I've always owned it. I've never tried to make something be what it wasn't, or try to say something was something else that it wasn't either. If you caught me at it, and that you know, I may not come and run up to you and say, okay, you know, but like when you confront me on it, I'm gonna be honest and tell you, I'm not gonna make you sit there and think you're stupid. Neither the kind of person that'll sit there and try to make you think you're stupid. Just like when I told her, I knew that was Brian going in and out of Elena's house. I know that was Brian going in and out of Elena's house. I know what the nigga look like. I ain't stupid. I had good, and I had fairly decent eyes. I can't read print, but I can see faces. I have a problem with print now. But I can see, and Brian's a big nigga. He's a big old tall ass nigga. I ain't gonna never forget that motherfucker. I'll never be a million. He's gonna have the same face Sneaker has. Nothing good's gonna ever happen for him either, because of who he is, and what he does. See, out of all the fucking and shit I did, and all the kids I got, I didn't step on nobody's motherfucking toes. I didn't take nobody's woman. I didn't fuck nobody's woman. When I fucked were creators. They had the right to do that. So when you go around fucking another, and you go around and search yourself into an active relationship, where it's two people trying to have a relationship, or just one person trying to have a relationship, but you're gonna play on the one that's the weak one in the link, which is Shanika. You know, he preyed on her clearly, and when he got full of that pussy and had enough, he walked away from it and left her in tears. She won't admit to that, because Nika won't admit to shit. Clearly, she was in tears. She was upset. I almost felt sorry for her. Like I said before, I think I've said it before. That it was so bad. It was just so sad, not bad, but it was sad when I watched him walk away. I almost felt sorry for him. If she had been fucking over any other body except me, I felt sorry for her. But it was me. And, I make these videos because, these videos are archived. My kids, my grandkids, and the people, period, will be able to look at these videos years from now, and they'll still be up there. They're on my cloud. And my cloud accounts, I don't think cloud accounts fizzle out. And I'm never going to give anybody my password. Because whatever I got up there, nobody needs it to be. So on that note, I guess I got my point across. I like to do these videos when I have a hair in my ass. I was watching some just now on YouTube about domestic violence. And so that prompted me, because when I hear that word, I get a little angry because, now I'm a convicted felon. Although now that I've paid for it, I can actually get my attorney and we go back to court and have it dropped down to a misdemeanor. But, I'm thinking about that because being a felon or being a misdemeanor at my age really doesn't matter because I ain't looking for no job and I'm not going to leave the country. Ain't nothing outside these borders that I lost. And anybody that I lost outside these borders, they took themselves out of these borders. They better bring themselves back in. Anyway, on that note, I appreciate you, for those of you that was watching the show live. Thank you. Press that like and subscribe button if you would. I can always use some more subscribers because I don't have that many. And so I see you guys on the next time I get a hair on my ass. Take this with you. Angels fly because they take themselves lightly. Perhaps we all should. Good night.